The nation's chief to tell the global community that the investment climate is right in the country.
Officials of the national flag carrier say they are disappointed by those attacking the integrity of the airline.
And a noted attorney joins the Progressive Liberal Party. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, set to tell the world that the climate is right to invest not only in the Bahamas, but also the Caribbean. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Saunders.
And I'm Charisma Robinson. The Prime Minister will deliver the keynote address at the Caribbean Investment Summit in London, England on Thursday. It's said to be a major melting pot for world investment leaders. Mr. Christie leaves the country tonight for London, and as Clint Watson reports, his mission will include promoting investor confidence in a market that is strong and sustainable amidst an ongoing impasse involving the region's largest tourism investment.
Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie says after the recent economic crisis and the difficult climb to recovery and economic stability, he is pleased to share with investors that the Caribbean region is again on a path of growth and continued development. It's not a new message for the former chairman of CARICOM, who during the first 6 months of the year was said to have covered more ground in promoting the region than any other sitting chairman of the August Caribbean community. Mr. Christie says strategically located in the tropical belt in close proximity to some of the largest markets in the world, the Caribbean presents immense possibilities for growth, investment, and high return on investments. Mr. Christie notes that our wealth of natural resources, year-round beautiful climate, our vibrant and hospitable culture, and stable governments make the Caribbean an attractive investment location. In preliminary remarks to the summit, the Prime Minister pointed out if there has ever been a good time for an investor to take advantage of investment opportunities in the Caribbean, it is now. He says economic growth in the region continues at a positive trajectory with rebounding tourism, progressive trade and investment incentive programs. Energy reform also on the rise with the launch of the Caribbean Energy Investment Network and the reestablishment by the U.S. of diplomatic relations with Cuba. He also pointed out the reforms in fiscal and investment inflows, infrastructure resort, and real estate construction projects. No doubt, while focusing on regional investment, the eyes will be on the Bahamas, which hosts the single largest investment in tourism for the region, the $3.5 billion Bahamar. As to whether or not Prime Minister Christie will address the state of affairs remains to be seen at this point, although some have said it would be difficult not to mention the state of affairs given the nature of the summit. Only time will tell whether the Bahamar issue will become a part of the conversation while the summit is staging in London this week. In the newsroom, Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
The contractor responsible for building Bahamar is now responding to last week's court ruling. Officials of China Construction America's subsidiary company CCA Bahamas are welcoming the appointment of a provisional liquidator, saying it marks an important step forward towards addressing the challenges relating to the completion and opening of the Bahamar resort. The contractor looks forward to playing a constructive role in the process going forward and remains committed and fully prepared to remobilize quickly in order to complete the work at the resort with the same high quality of performance. Company officials say their expertise and historical knowledge of the Bahamar project is critical to successfully completing the resort and putting Bahamians back to work. They say while Bahamar Limited was unwilling to reach an agreement which addressed the significant concerns of the principal stakeholders, their commitment to supporting the Bahamian government and the people of the Bahamas has never waned. An online article alleging corruption, faulty equipment, and misuse of public funds at the national flag carrier has sparked reaction from Bahamas Air officials tonight.
A statement was released today, and officials denied the allegations and vowed to fine the employee that they believe to be responsible for releasing the false information. Arjun Noel Ferguson has the details.
A Bahamas Air employee is believed to be at the center of an investigation by the board of the national flag carrier after photos surfaced online alleging that faulty equipment was purchased, placing passengers and staff in danger. In a statement, Bahamas Air officials refuted these claims, stating that the photograph posted online suggesting that the aircraft purchased in 2014 was received with a damaged fuselage was an outright lie. They believe an insider committed the act because the area requires someone having security access to the ramp and Bahamas Air's hangar. Bahamas Air says due to the libelous nature of the online article, they have since turned this matter over to authorities with a view of having the information removed from the site and an apology issued. Officials explain part of the fuselage mentioned was purchased several months ago from a dismantled aircraft in Miami. The part will be used for stimulated cabin training for flight attendants who must now travel for manual training. It is projected that this new approach will save the company in excess of $70,000 annually. The online article also suggests that Bahamas Air's new fleet is a $100 million downgrade and bribery and scandal was involved. But in the statement, Bahamas Air officials said measures have also been taken to make the national flag carrier more efficient with the purchase and replacement of new aircraft. The price was agreed and negotiated to give the people of the Bahamas the best value for money. Now, the figures given to the Bahamas government were prepared by management after negotiating with ATR. They were reviewed and tested by the Audit and Finance Committee of the Board of Directors, then vetted and confirmed by the Financial Secretary and ultimately approved by Cabinet. Meantime, President of the Airport, Airline, and Allied Workers Union, Nellarine Harding, who represents line staff at Bahamas Air, says the investigation into any employee must follow proper procedure.
There's line staff, engineers that work in there, and there's also middle management. And like I say, that hangar has access. To anybody that could have a valid ID can walk around there and look at things. But to actually take a photo and send to what it is, that makes it more so that based on what the allegation is, that is me. In my opinion, it'll be really hard to pinpoint to say who exactly did that.
Now, Bahamas Air's board was scheduled to meet this afternoon to address the issue and outline the measures in dealing with that employee that they believe launched the malicious attack to create fear and concern. It's a story that we will continue to follow. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Noted attorney Wayne Monroe QC is now an official member of the Progressive Liberal Party. PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts confirmed today that Mr. Monroe joined the party yesterday. Mr. Roberts also noted that as a Queen's Counsel, Mr. Monroe has excelled in the legal profession and frequently offers insightful commentary on any number of topical issues regarding law, public policy, or public affairs generally. As a candidate in the 2012 general election, Mr. Roberts also pointed out that Mr. Monroe is no stranger to the local political scene and the party fully appreciates his political ambitions. The PLP chairman touted the party's sound and historic record of harnessing the skills, knowledge, and talents of young Bahamians throughout the public service to further the country's developmental objectives. The party, he says, is confident that this noble legacy will continue with the addition of Mr. Monroe, and the party's bench is certainly deepened and strengthened as a result. Chairman Roberts' statement concluded that Mr. Monroe's keen intellect, love of country, and public service will serve both the party and the country.
Hear more from the top cop on those police-involved shootings.
And then in sports, the sailing bobber gives back. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Letty, designed for extra miles.